The No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 requires annual testing, specifies a method for judging school effectiveness, sets a timeline for progress, and establishes specific consequences in the case of failure. Additionally, states must measure student achievement annually in grades 3 through 8 against state academic and achievement standards in reading or language arts. Many struggling readers exhibit reading difficulties for a variety of reasons, and common problems of struggling readers between 4th and 12th grade is that they fail to comprehend what they read. Print media is insufficient, therefore electronic storybooks and the features of electronic storybooks may be a valuable tool in helping the reader build context, make predictions, use higher order thinking skills, and activate background knowledge.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
I got 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done.
Conjunction, junction, what's their function?
The mother, the father, the caretaker, the brother is always reading somewhere. The child is frequently read to on a lap, probably the most important first precursor of literacy. That child will have thousands of hours of literacy experiences.
Testing mandated by the No Child Left Behind Act identified thousands of students who failed to meet state and national literacy standards. According to National Center for Education Statistics, 4th grade reading scores have not improved significantly in Texas. Reading scores have only improved by 3% from 2002 to 2009. Additionally, there was not a significant difference in the at or above proficient reading level, and it has only increased by 4% since 1998. Unfortunately, the No Child Left Behind Act did not specify appropriate learning programs. Therefore, local and state administrators were left with the task of evaluating and selecting evidence-based literacy programs to meet the needs of students.
Because Becca is a slow decoder, she has difficulty comprehending what she reads.
Reading comprehension is a process by which the reader constructs meaning by interacting with the text. Additionally, the understanding that readers obtain from reading comes from their prior knowledge and experiences that are activated as they read the author's words, sentences, and paragraphs. Through the procedure of comprehending, readers associate new information written by the author to old information already stored in their minds. This interaction between the reader and the text is the basis of constructing meaning. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, in April of 2010, 14% of Texas 4th grade reading students did not meet national reading standards.
Dog in at
This is a youngster with intelligence in the 90th percentile, who's doing math at the 94th percentile, but reading at the 12th percentile.
Successful reading comprehension requires the efficient coordination and integration of a number of underlying processes. These include word decoding abilities and the utilization of world knowledge. A struggling reader is defined as a student who is experiencing significant difficulty in learning to read.
The teacher needs to understand how to diagnose difficulties. That requires assessment. How does that youngster link the sounds to the letters? How are the phonics skills coming along? How many words per minute can the kid read? Fluency.
In the early grades, the primary emphasis are on the alphabetical principle, phonemic awareness, decoding, and word recognition. However, once students reach upper grade levels, the primary emphasis shifts towards reading comprehension, and the anticipations of reading comprehension increase. There is a general consensus that text qualities change across grade levels. These changes include a shift from primarily narrative to expository texts, increasingly sophisticated vocabulary, more complex syntactic patterns, and a wider variety of subject area topics. The existing literature provides that the reader characteristics, text properties, and instructional contexts are main elements of comprehension difficulties.
Good laugh.
Not being able to read just isn't an academic issue. It's an emotional issue. It's a motivational issue. It's very dear to the kid. Consider kids who come into the 1st grade, in particular 2nd grade and 3rd grade, Their job is to read, and they read out loud a great deal. They read in groups. Well, if you don't do that well, and that's the job of schooling, the major job, and people think you're stupid if you sound like you don't know how to do it, it doesn't take very long to begin to withdraw from that practice.
When it comes to a theory about what works with regard to technology integration into English language arts, the research basis has a long way to go. Recent studies have stated book and print media is insufficient. Students and teachers use new and varied forms of technology. These include, but are not limited to, the internet, MP3 players, video game devices, digital book tablets, cell phones, and digital video recorders. When the internet became available in schools, English language arts teachers across the country began teaching themselves how to use it to provide students with opportunities for digital information research, reading enrichment, and hypertext writing. Hypertexts allow readers choices which make reading multilinear. Multimodal hypertexts that link printed words with audio, video, pictorial, or kinetic texts are technically called hypermedia. Alternative texts and electronic texts that incorporate hyperlinks and hypermedia require skills and abilities beyond those required for the comprehension of conventional linear print. Electronic texts possess new characteristics that require different types of comprehension processes and a different set of instructional strategies. A CD-ROM storybook consists of a story told through multimedia modes of information that has been digitized on a CD. CD-ROM storybooks present a story that consists of the conventional literary elements of a story: characters, location, time, problem, goal, events, character development, resolution, and theme. These elements are typically found in a sequential presentation of screens, much like the pages in a conventional book. However, after each screen of the story has been presented, many CD-ROM storybooks provide a play mode that provides interactive opportunities through multimedia features. Hypertext links, or hotspots, in the construction of character and events in CD stories are designed to develop sight recognition of keywords, phonological awareness, segmented feedback, hints to words pronunciation, and provide reinforcement activities. These are accomplished through pop-up windows that provide information, narration, highlighted text, illustrations, animations, sound effects, and musical scores. Due to the interactivity of CD-ROM storybooks, young children's understanding might be mediated, with the computer serving as an appropriate electronic scaffold. CD-ROM storybooks offer a model of fluent, expressive reading aloud of the text as it appears on each screen. Therefore, children are furnished with digital guidance that may focus their attention on print, as when words or phrases are highlighted linearly as text is read aloud. It is possible that as children attend to highlighted text, they will come to understand the conventions of print, and that there may be opportunities for the stimulation of cognitive process when the children select multimedia features of the storybook during the play or interactive mode. It was found that CD-ROM storybooks improve the story comprehension and word recognition of elementary school readers who read below grade level. Additionally, it has been suggested that CD-ROM storybooks allow children to select a comfortable pace for proceeding through the story, spend longer time enjoying a story than during a teacher read aloud, and make story predictions and use higher order thinking skills, such as drawing conclusions or inferences when discussing the story. Findings from these studies raise interesting directions for additional research that examines young children's meaning-making processes as they interact with the animation and word pronunciation features of CD-ROM storybooks. The definition of literacy changes as new technologies for acquiring information is developed. It was once believed that people were literate if they were able to read a little and write down their own names. However, as accessibility to public schools increased, it became the societal norm that the majority of people could read. As new communication technologies are developed, they affect literacy instruction and the definition of literacy itself. Classrooms are places where young children use informal tools of expression and available symbol systems to make meaning for various purposes. The sets of symbols employed by children might consist of oral language, print, icons, scanned images, music, graphs, or numbers. During emergent literacy, young children are engaged in learning about the functions and forms of various symbol systems within a classroom that supports independent and socially constructed explorations. Young children are viewed as meaning makers who are learning how to mean, with oral language and a variety of media and methods. Print media is no longer a sufficient tool in the assistance of struggling readers, as they fail to comprehend what they read. Therefore, electronic storybooks and the features of electronic storybooks may be valuable tools in helping the reader build context, make predictions, use higher order thinking skills, and activate background knowledge. Certainly, there is much to learn, However, instructional technology is on the cusp of being able to create a richer electronic learning environment as technologies and concepts about what it means to be literate continue to emerge.